Dimitri, official supplier of the U.S. ski team. Competition apparel by Descente. Lang, the first boot in performance, the last word in comfort. Led by Phil Mayer, Marker won more men's Olympic medals at Lake Placid in 1980 than any other binding. Mount Hood in September, the only ski area in North America operating year-round. We have come here to demonstrate the fundamentals of alpine ski racing. There are three different aspects in alpine skiing: technique, tactic, and style. Technique means how to ski in the most efficient way by applying natural, normal body movements. Tactic tells us how to apply technique in a given situation in the most efficient way. In other words, technical skiing means how to ski, while tactical skiing tells us where to ski. Style shows the personal, individual, different execution of technique. The world's best skiers all apply the same basic technique. No one consciously turns on the inside ski, and no racer makes a telemark turn where the opposite ski is in front. Talking about basic technique means talking about fundamental movements like natural body stance, skiing on the outside ski, angulation and rotation in natural planes. The only visual difference in the execution of technique is the showing of personal style. Personal style is usually created by the person's anatomical build and his personal leverage advantages. Every healthy human being is able to run, walk, and ski in an upright position because of his balance capacity. This sensation, which keeps us from falling, is steered by the balance information center located in the inner ear. Counteracting muscle groups, antagonists, receive the commands from the balance information center and snap into action as needed. In a natural, stable body position, feet are about hip wide and parallel. Weight is divided over the entire foot. Ankles are slightly bent forward and parallel. Upper legs point backward in an angle of about 45 to 60 degrees. Hips are naturally bent backwards and are perpendicular to the heel bones. The upper body stance is over the hips, upright but slightly rounded. Shoulders are rounded forward and arms comfortably forward and down. The head is in a natural upright position looking straight forward. Unnecessary movements like raising the outside arm or over-rotating the upper body and hip have bad influence on the ski. Dropping the inside shoulder or hip towards the hill is connected with the loss of balance. Leaning forward or backwards changes the location of the center of mass. The center of mass is the focal point of all balance forces. The center of mass is located at roughly the height of the hips and can be inside or outside the body. This point changes with every little movement of any part of the body. In alpine skiing, there is no steady or stable position of the center of mass. Especially in a turning action, this position changes all the time. We have divided a turn into 4 segments: preparation phase, initiation phase, steering phase, and completion phase. The preparation phase is the first part of the turn located between the end of the previous turn and the actual start of the new turn. The unweighting of the ski and the extension of the body, and of course the pole plant, are portions of this phase. In the preparation phase, we step or roll on the outside edge of the uphill ski and extend the uphill leg. The moment we start changing from the outside edge of the uphill ski to the inside edge of the downhill ski, we initiate the new turn. This movement is, of course, only possible with the application of angulation and pressure. Increasing angulation and pressure are the main tasks of the steering phase. This phase is the most important part of a turn because inside and outside forces build up, and we ski through the steepest part of the turn where skis automatically accelerate. As soon as the skis point in the new direction, we approach phase 4. The completion phase is where angulation and pressure decrease. The body moves back in a higher stance and skis stop to turn. This graph shows in which direction the force of gravity and centrifugal forces are acting throughout a turn. A long turn is a procedure where a skier skis from a traverse into a new traverse with a direction change of 150 to 180 degrees. A skier starts in more or less flat terrain, moves through a steep section, and ends the turn in a traverse again. The body position in phase 1 and 4 is square to the skis, slightly opened to the downhill side because of the position of the skis. The uphill ski slightly ahead of the downhill ski. In order to get skis on edge, we have to angulate the body or lean into a specific lateral direction. Angulation starts with a body leaning action. The lower body leans to the inside of a turn. At the same time, the upper body is moving in the opposite direction. The body moves in two different axes and create, at the point where the two axes meet, angulation. Perfect angulation is only possible if all three leg joints are moving in the same specific direction. There are three different types of angulation: knee angulation, hip angulation, and knee-hip angulation. Single angulation with the hip is seen in higher speed turns and occasionally at the beginning of a turn. Knee angulation is recognized sometimes at the very end of a turn. Knee angulation is only possible if there is a specific bend of the knees simultaneously executed. The knee, of course, is not built anatomically to make any lateral movement. Knee-hip angulation is used throughout most of a turn. Increasing angulation is responsible for tightening up a turning radius and a stronger edge set. In slow motion, we can see how the radius of a turn gets tighter. Increasing angulation is always connected with a body-lowering movement. Decreasing angulation through a higher body stance is responsible for the opening of a turn. The radius gets bigger. If the same turn is executed with less angulation, the radius becomes bigger. If the upper body leans to the inside of the turn, we are losing angulation completely. Pressure and weight are shifting from the outside ski to the inside ski, and turning becomes difficult. The body moves in two different axes, the leg-hip axis and the hip-shoulder axis. Legs rotate to the inside of a turn and flex at the same time at the knee and ankle joints. Simultaneously, the upper body twists to the outside and bends at the hip joint. Movement in two different axes with an extreme execution is called anticipation. Anticipation is one of the very important turn-starting forces of alpine competition skiing. Anticipation starts while the skis are still pivoting across the fall line, ending the previous turn. The upper body rotates into the opposite direction. After ending the turn, the skis will be unweighted, and the lower body follows the upper body in the new direction. To start a turn, we have to unweight the skis. To move the skis and lower body from one side to the other, we have to reduce gravity force to the snow. This is called unweighting. In up unweighting, we are taking pressure away from the skis and snow by extending the legs and jumping up. Down unweighting requires a quick bend in all 3 leg joints. This quick move makes the body weightless for a moment. We use this phenomenon to change skis and lower body laterally and start a new turn. Forward lean puts more pressure on the front part of the ski. This movement will have a more or less severe side slip of the tail part of the ski as a negative result. Backward pressure means leaning back with extended knees or with bended knees in a sit-back position. The tail of the ski is increasingly pressurized, and most of the time we lose control of the foreski. Controlled weight transfer backwards, or a moderate sitting back action, can be advantageous. Weight can be moved from the middle of the foot towards the heel without a distinctive leg or lower body movement. Pressure is taken away from the tip of the ski. The turn is completed with the back part of the skis being increasingly pressurized. Speed will be picked up. In tighter turns, Phil shows this movement in an exaggerated way. For recovery situations, we should practice weight transfer from the outside ski to the inside ski. And also the opposite way, from the inside to the outside ski. Throughout a turn, body height changes from a high erect position to a low position, and at the end of a turn, back to the high position. Higher stance with less angulation and pressure is responsible for bigger radius turns. Lower stances with greater angulation and pressure describe a smaller radius turn. To make a successful step, the outside leg has to be bent. Weight has to be transferred through a lateral step from the inside edge of the downhill ski to the outside edge of the uphill ski. Too great a step with the weight transferred before the lower leg is extended is a mistake. Basically, there is no step turn in existence. We should talk about lateral or forward steps. Stepping, however, can be directly connected with the start or end of a turn. Lateral steps enable a skier to gain height, to get back in the proper line for the next turn, and helps a skier to gain back some speed if the step is executed laterally and forward. There are 3 different step turns: inside, outside, inside, inside, and uphill, uphill. Inside, outside. This step is only effective in phase 4 of a turn at the very end of a turning action. Skis have to already be pointing in the direction we want to go. The uphill leg has to then be extended and rolled on the inside edge. At this moment, the ski becomes the new outside ski and starts with the application of the necessary angulation and pressure to turn. inside, inside. This movement, executed in phase 2, shows the fastest and most efficient way to start a turn. This skier is practicing the inside, inside movement with a plow hop action. The step action starts on the inside edge of the downhill ski and moves over to the inside edge of the new downhill ski. It is important that we start to turn immediately at the moment the weight is transferred to the new inside edge. Before doing the step, the new downhill ski has to be brought in a stem position, pointing in the new direction. Angulation and pressure have to be applied after stepping to the outside ski. This turn starts with a rolling action of the outside ski. The outside ski changes from the inside edge to a flat position by giving up angulation. The skier is straightening into a more erect position. This action makes the ski move into the fall line and starts a turn. The moment when the inside ski starts moving into the fall line, the outside ski will be set by the inside ski and pressure and angulation will be applied. The turn will be continued and completed on this ski. It is clear to see how the edge change is executed after the ski has been brought into a stem position. Uphill, uphill. In phase 2, we step from the inside edge of the uphill ski laterally and forward to the outside edge of the new uphill ski. Immediately, we bring the outside ski alongside the pressurized and steering inside ski, transfer pressure and angulation to this ski, and continue to turn on the outside ski. At the end of the picture, we show a selection of free skiing drills and exercises which are helping to create a good balance feeling. Skiing on the outside ski with the inside ski lifted. Skiing on the inside ski. Skiing on one ski. Skiing with one pole. Skiing without poles. Rhythmical exercises, like a combination of long and short turns, are especially useful for warming up before a race. When reviewing this film, remember, only repetition of exercises and specific technical parts over and over again guarantee that knowledge and execution will become automatic.